Where are we here? Are we up? Are we up? Are we up? I have to be careful what I say here. My mother's listening. I've just been chatting with her on Skype for about an hour. What do you call it? It's sort of a service call, right? A computer service call. My mother's listening right now. So she is here. She still cannot see the chat window on the right hand side. And I've spent the last hour and a half hour or so with her trying to get it to work, and it didn't quite happen. So Mom, hello there. I'm sorry you can't see the chat. Sorry. And I think part of what might be happened here is Safari. I know myself, about 6 months or so ago, Twitch stopped working in my browser. I've been using Safari and it wouldn't load. And I look at the bottom and it's JavaScript error. Twitch is using some super modern hyper JavaScript. They haven't tested it on any browser that's older than 3 months old or something. The kids in these development places have brand new hot computers. They build JavaScript for it, and they never test on anything older than 6 weeks old or something. So I had to give up using Twitch in Safari. It just won't work on the level of Safari I've got. My computer's about 2 years old. It's updated to the top Safari level that it will do. So I switched to Chrome for this, and now it works in Chrome. And I found lots of this, lots of web pages with complex JavaScript don't work in Safari, but they work in Chrome. And my mother's using Safari, and I think Twitch has upgraded some kind of script somewhere that those little exposure triangles and stuff no longer work in Safari. And to get her to try and install a new browser with all of the bookmarks in a different place, stuff is all different, buttons are different places, it is not going to happen. So I'm really not sure what to do about this now. I tried just now getting my mother to use a double window system, putting the Twitch viewer in one window in Safari, and on the other Safari window open the Twitch chat separately, but trying to describe this didn't happen. So the light's flickering here. What we're seeing here now, because I put my own light back on here now, we're seeing some real funny effects. There's a bunch of LED lights shining down over here. If I block the LED, here, you can look at that, you can see it's the LED that's right above me. And it's very old, and I think it's giving me a flickering effect here. It's not a ceiling fan upstairs, it's an LED. There's always a technical issue with this stream. So it's a different lighting, yeah? So we're picking up, there's two lights, there's an incandescent and an LED, and something to do with the shutter, the frame rate on the camera. So about my mother, I'm not sure what to do now at this point. I'm not sure what to say. She's seeing this, she's hearing me, but she can't see what you are talking about. And that was really fun for her. So I'm not sure at the moment what I can do with this. Next time one of my daughters is over there, we'll do this session together, and I'll try and show them how to show her how to use two windows for this. A bit about those disclosure triangles we were wrestling with yesterday. When I was speaking to my mother on Skype just now, the first thing she said was, on the left-hand side of her Skype Safari window that has Twitch in it, she saw a left-hand panel that was never there before. Yes, as those of you who know who are looking in the browser, there's a left-hand panel and a right-hand panel that you open and close with disclosure triangles. So before she had the chat on the right hand side, and now that's closed and the left hand side is open, but she swears up and down that there are no disclosure triangles. And I just sat there with her, we're looking around, and she swears that there was no disclosure triangle. So I'm not sure what else I can do at this point. Yes, the thing about adding chat after the URL, this was the last 30 minutes of my call with my mother. I tried to get her to open a window, Safari window on the left, then a Safari window on the right. To copy the URL from the left into the right, then add the word chat. We did this. Or we tried to do this. We thought we could do this with that. The lady is an intelligent lady. She's very competent at stuff, but running all these different things on a computer screen is difficult for her. And it wasn't possible for us to do that. That's a little bit more difficult than what was possible to do in a Skype call. Yeah, the disclosure triangle, again, what we see in different browsers is very different. Even my own experience right here, between not being able to make it work in Safari than in Google. The way they've programmed those things, with JavaScript and things are so complex now that what you see in different browsers is almost totally different. You're talking about this disclosure triangle disappears if you don't active your mouse and stuff like that. That may be what you're seeing on your browser, on your computer. It's different for other users. There's no single user interface now anymore. And even though she and I are both on Safari, what we're seeing is completely different because the version is different. Twitch just, modern systems like Twitch, they just serve different code to different people. I said we just spent ages and ages and ages looking for and hunting for and looking for that disclosure triangle. The function is just simply not there in her browser. And to go back on the same thing, I'm sorry to bug the rest of you guys. Mom, if you're here listening, that email I sent you just before we started talking about on Skype has a URL inside it, has an address inside it. Twitch TV, Japanese printmaking chat. Even right now, while you're still watching this stream, if you go back to that email and click that URL, the one that had the word chat at the end of it, it should pop up a new Safari window with the chat inside. So there's a message to my mom again. While you're watching this video right now, go back to your email, open the email I just sent you, and click the link that had the word chat at the end. It should then jump back to Safari, and the windows might be covering each other. The video window and the chat window might be covering each other. Drag them aside so that you can see both side by side. And if you do get it up and running, please type something inside here so we know you're here. For July 27th, nothing in the action today. How is this block going to work with somebody says? It's a good block. It's good in modern terms. It's good. It's crispy, it's crunchy, no big specific bad problems. We know that there was a huge bad area in this block, but we put that into an area where I'm not going to be carving. So it's okay, I'm happy with this. It's going to work, it's going to give results. It's going to print seaweed. It's usable. That's all I can say, really usable. The wood we've been able to hunt up has been basically acceptable and usable for making color blocks. We still have not found any wood that's any way suitable for key blocks, not in any way whatsoever. None of the wood samples or bits that we found or tried are stable and strong and hard enough for key blocks. The wood that we saw yesterday on stream that they can send from North America, it could perhaps conceivably be usable for color blocks. It's not even remotely close to a key block. Have I heard anything about the heat wave in Japan? Have I heard about it? I live in it. It is hot here. We're not sure what to say. It's hot every summer. Whether this summer is worse or not, I don't know. We're not in the area that was affected by the heavy rainfall and the floods. That was way down west. Here in Tokyo, it was just simply hot. Newspaper tells me there's all kinds of people dying, elderly people who are not drinking enough and stuff like that. I think it's not just Japan, right? There's heat waves all across Europe and different places. It's our new global climate, clearly. 14 people died. I think that was like yesterday. There's lots more deaths than that are attributed to the heat, I think. You say 14, that sounds like a single day's total. There's lots of elderly people dying in these environments. It's causing a staggeringly huge problem for the energy supply, the electrical companies. They've still got more than half, I don't know the exact ratio right now, they've got many of the nuclear plants are still offline because of the new regulations that came in after the massive disaster 7 or 8 years ago. So there's staggering demand for electricity right now because of the air conditioning. And many nuclear plants are offline, so they're just burning thermal coal and fuel up by the megaton. There's basically a chain of ships nose to tail coming here from the Gulf. The Gulf states just full of fuel. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I put on the air conditioner at a weak setting here right now. I shouldn't be doing that. But already the building becomes unbearable. Concrete shell here in downtown Tokyo. So I'm now part of the problem. A bit too hot, just click the switch. Expect the power company automatically just to give me what I want it to. Whatever, we talked about this yesterday, it's no point. In other news, we're now 1 week we've been open and the new shop downstairs, whatever, on the first level, level 1. We have 1 week of experience. Some kind of construction going on next door, the Oyster Shack restaurant next door. We're doing something, gas pipe or something. I can see them dragging out of the shop. So after 1 week in the new shop downstairs, there's some interesting stuff. Our business is, of course, dramatically different. Many more people coming in that we didn't have before. And I chatted about this a little bit, was it yesterday? Whatever, the evening thing has changed a lot. Once the street becomes dark outside, 6:37, whatever time it is at this time of year, our building, our shop here is really nicely lit up. It's wide open, there's full glass at the front. So in the evenings, once it's dark out there, this place becomes hugely, stunningly visible. And it kind of looks a bit like an Apple store in that it's a sparse environment with lighted areas highlighting something that they can't quite see from outside. The signs, of course, say, what about prints, etc. But it really looks inviting. And when people are outside there, especially in the heat, whatever, obviously, so they come in. So many more people have been coming in now in the evenings. We've always been closed at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. But what I've been doing now, this week, is as a personal experiment, I haven't been going out for dinner. I've just been grabbing a bite or something. And then doing quiet work, doing desk work, bookkeeping work, typing work, programming updates, whatever. in the evening with my computer sitting behind the counter and keeping the door open. I mean, keeping the lights on, keeping the shop open. And a very, very interesting thing has happened. I'm not sure if this is an anomaly or if this is the way it's going to be. Looking at the sales records, the actual printout from the cash register, the time of day that things have been purchased. The first part of the day is the same pattern that it always has been. The highest peak part of the day is between 10 and 12 o'clock. And I think we know why this is. There's always a 10 o'clock print party, and the 10 o'clock print parties are nearly always enthusiastic long-term supporters and fans, because when they're booking, they book it for the first thing in the day. So the 10 o'clock print party, as compared with the other print parties in the day, almost always is accompanied by shopping. People do the print party, they also buy some prints. The print party is over at 11 o'clock usually. So in the 11 to 12 window is when our sales total system shows the biggest activity over the past bunch of years. So the peak for the day is 11 to 12. Then there's a slump to about 1 o'clock, which is fine because people are out having lunch, they're not shopping. Then the second peak of the day is the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock area. And again, that's a print party plus shopping. And then traditionally we then sort of sum off. There's been a little bit of action, a little bit of action, a little bit of action until we close at 5:30. That was the previous system. Now the new system, this is only 1 week a day, so I don't know how long this is going to carry on, but the new system is this. That data is replicated, it hasn't changed. There's still a peak at 11 o'clock or so in the morning, a secondary peak at 2:30 or whatever, 3 o'clock, and then the rest of the day is down in comparison. But there is now a new third peak, not at 7 o'clock, not at 6 o'clock, not at 7 o'clock, not at 8 o'clock. In the past week, as I've kept open till about 10 o'clock every day for this experiment, every single purchase, without exception, every single purchase that has happened in the evening has happened in a time span between 9 and 10. In the 6 to 7 time span, nothing. 7 to 8 time span, nothing. 8 to 9 time span, 0. This is 1 week's data, 0, 0, 0. In the 9 to 10 hour time span, all the evening shopping has happened. This is not something I really want to hear. I thought maybe if we extend our hours to 7 o'clock or something, we could get doing okay. Maybe extend to 8 o'clock. I do not want a 3-hour gap with nothing happening and then have to come back here at 9 o'clock and open it. So what is going on? As I said, this is 1 week's data. This is not anecdotal evidence. This is 1 week's hard data. And all I can think about it is this. It's that at that time of day, obviously between 6 and 7 and 7 and 8, people are actually, they're out there in the restaurants eating dinner. Of course, that's when I used to go out and eat dinner, 6, 7, 8, 9. They come out of the restaurant, they stroll back to their hotel or the train station or whatever they're going along. They see our light, and even at 9 o'clock in the evening or 9:30 in the evening, people come in, hey, wow, cool, can I look around? They see some stuff and they buy it. This is a challenge for us then to figure out how to do this. And who else is open on this street? There are 3 shops now that are open at that time of night. There's one called Fujiyama, which is a tourist place that sells tourist t-shirts and those, what do you call them? The gacha balls. You put the 100 yen coin in and you get the ball with a toy inside. That's open till whatever, midnight or something. Then there's a place called Sakura, which is an Israeli guy who runs a clothing outfit here, this sort of hippie-type counterculture clothing. And they're basically open, not 24 hours, but late. He hires kids to run it. They just sit outside until the street goes totally dead around 10 o'clock. And now there's us in this experiment. And everything else on the street is a bar. And the bars and restaurants are closing down by 9, 9:30, 10. They're shutting their shutters. There's one bar 2 doors down from me. It's called the Orange Bar. He opens at 7 or 8, and he's open till the first train in the morning, 5 o'clock. So his business doesn't affect us at all. So what we're seeing, this 9 o'clock thing for us, what we're seeing is people who have come out of restaurants and they're heading back to their hotel or the train station. I don't know. I don't know, is this the way we want to run our business? Try and like catch people at a certain time of day? I don't know. Somebody's saying it's hard to hire help for those hours. It's actually not, because we've got some young boys on staff. You know, you've met them in the morning sometimes, Kawai-san and Koizumi-san. These are single guys. And getting up in the morning early is not their bag. And if there was a way for them to work where they could sleep in all morning, get up at noon, come to work at 2 or 3 and work till 9 or 10, we could do that with those guys. So actually from the employment point of view, it's perhaps doable. The H&M and the young girls and stuff like that, there's no way they're going to work till 10 at night, of course. But the young men on staff, that's something they'd be happy to talk about. I think with no exceptions to all those people who have purchased something here in that hour between 9 and 10 at night, these are new people. They're people who knew nothing about us. They discovered us as they were walking down the street. Because anybody who knows about us, of course, comes at sensible, normal hours. Now it's going on a new wobble. But the story isn't quite as simple as I mentioned. You know, if I look at that, if we describe it in terms of people are not going to buy prints during the dinner hour while they're out eating dinner or something, that does make sense. But actually, people were here. Those hours I mentioned, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, the shop was actually just as full of browsing people as it was in the post-9 hour. So it's not like there was nobody here, nobody here, nobody here, nobody here, all of a sudden people came in. There were people here on each of these days all through that period, but there was no actual shopping. So I'm not quite sure how to analyze this. It's not as simple as I just said. They're eating dinner during that time, so they couldn't be here. Because there were physically people here at that time. It just simply turned out that those people browsed and left, as opposed to other people browsing and then purchasing something. So we're still very much in the investigation and testing and watching and seeing how this is going to play out still. It's easy to make a quick guess, a quick analysis, but just as easy to be wrong. Another factor is the heat. By the time it gets to 9 o'clock, it's not cool. People are able to walk out there and be relaxed and stuff. And all of this testing is happening during one of the biggest heat waves we've ever had. That's got to be a factor, of course. So you're talking about adults-only print parties. This is very much under discussion, very much under discussion. So the dinner and the print, we've talked about this before. This is now an active consideration. Thinking about Kawai-san and Koizumi-san and the print party, I can't say adults-only print party, but we could do, you know, a print party with a print that would not be suitable for children. Yes, and that would be tons of fun. Do a shunga, you know, come and do a print party with maybe not as vigorous print as Octopus, but yeah, something. And then, as we mentioned, in collaboration with one of the local bars, they do the print party, they head out to the bar, the seats are waiting for them, the reservation is made. And even the whole thing, the menu could have been prepared in advance or something. There's no limit to how far you could take it. There are many people, I'm sure, who would purchase such a package, evening in Saxa, print party, and then a bar. Some of the eating establishments here are a bit intimidating for foreigners who, you know, is there going to be English menu? Do they take my credit cards? Can they understand me? There's a restaurant full of convivial, laughing, joking people, and it sometimes can be intimidating for tourists. Whereas if we had it set up and all reserved in advance, there would be lots of people, I think, who would look for that sort of thing. I don't know how much I myself can do all those things. Of course, at the moment I'm doing this open until 10 o'clock every night. That's what I'm testing. It's my job. I run this place. It's my job to figure out how to do it and test it and work it, and that's okay. So this last week I've been here every night till 10 o'clock. But I wouldn't, I can't do that on an ongoing regular basis. It'll be my day again today. Started about 6 o'clock, quick shower. Breakfast on. I had breakfast at my bench down here getting ready for the stream. And then I'll finish again at 10 o'clock tonight. But that's a temporary thing while we're sort of trying to work this out and get it set up. That's not going to be my life from now on, 6 in the morning till 10 at night. But during this transition period, it's my job to work these things out. When Cameron and I were doing discussions yesterday on some of this stuff, we found something in the software that needed updating. So that was my job this morning. I had my breakfast, shower, quick breakfast, get ready for the stream. And then before I called my mother, I spent about 45 minutes in PHP writing a bit of a sub-program with a module for one of our management programs. And you'll be happy to see it in operation when you get to it. That's a typical day for me, like whatever computer programming while I'm running breakfast. So. We're also going to transform the shop today. We've got some new decorative material which I ordered weeks ago, and it was supposed to be here for the opening. They didn't make it in time to do this. I screwed up part of the order somehow. It's my fault. But the material arrived today, and today young Koizumi-san and I will be setting it up, and I'll post photographs later on, because this is kind of an important thing for us. I'll post photos later on. The camera will do something on social media. We're going to transform one wall of the shop today. Some of you might have been thinking when you see pictures of the new store, it's kind of bare. And it is, it's kind of bare, because we're not finished actually making it yet. And today, there'll be a big transition. I still don't see my mother's name popping up here, so I guess she still hasn't figured out how to get that chat window open. Frustrating. Do I have my sleeping area? My sleeping situation has improved actually, Over the past 3 or 4 years, I've been sleeping in the party room upstairs. And because it's an active party room, it's up all day, whatever, there's not much I can do with it. But now the old party room upstairs is temporarily deactivated. It's where the staff are dumping their bags and stuff when they come in the morning. So it's easier for me to sleep there. And not only that, I could actually skip up there and take a nap during the day, because it's actually okay now. I did that one of the other days. I was kind of tired during the middle of the day. So I slipped upstairs there, and because there's nothing in that room active for customers right now, I could actually use it for a nap. So my own personal situation right now has actually improved. If you call it an improvement, but what? Am I still on? So I gotta film where the camera is. Right? Well, it is the employee break room, or break room. It's where the employee bags get stuck. Remember, the employees are not here during the night, so of course. So I'm just crashing there at night, and I could sometimes crash there during the day. Yeah, sleep on the floor, whatever. There used to be wood blocks. Back when we lived in Hammer, I was running out of space. We had wood blocks stacked across the floor. That's long ago now. The wood blocks are all over and over. I just sleep on the floor and sometimes use a little thin mat. I don't even know what it is. It's a bit of a plastic thin mat that goes on the floor. And sometimes no bother, just a tatami. Tatami is comfortable. I don't like beds and stuff. Too much. It's or a bit of comedian, right, to brighten that up. A bit too much there. I put so much on it by mistake that if I let it sit, it'll soak in and the thing will come off, so I've got to cover this quick before it peels off. This block is really coming along, you know. If I can keep this up, a couple more days it'll be finished and it'll be back to the drawing, sketching to get the next color block ready. I've been a good boy at this. I've been choosing the more difficult ones first in order to try and not stretch the project out, you know, too long. If you do the easy ones first, then you get to a situation, oh my God, now I've got to tackle that. So the best thing to do is do the difficult ones or the time-consuming ones. Do those first. And then the project then really starts to zip along as you get those out of the way. But if you do it the other way, if you do the easy ones first, the project starts to bog down even more than it normally does. So after this seaweed is done, what should I do? I'm not sure. The octopus color tone that has a bunch of dots on it. There's two octopus color tones, a base tone and then a highlight tone which has rim lights and dots. So I might do that one next. It'll be back to the iPad connection and do some tracing with the Apple Pencil. But I've got a couple more days on this one first before we get there. How many blocks for the octopus? It's going to be 4 pieces of wood carved on both sides. So does that count as 4 blocks or 8 blocks? I don't know. 4 pieces of wood used on both sides. It'll be 8 impressions, which is the way we normally count the work. And the printers are looking at a job. The important thing for them is how long it's going to take. So the printers count number of impressions rather than number of pieces of wood or how many blocks, because quite often blocks are used more than once. So for us, the key factor is impressions. How many impressions? How many times does the paper have to cross the printer's bench? And this will be 4 pieces of wood carved on both sides, 8 faces, and it will be 8 impressions because there's no extra stuff, there's no gradations on this print at all in the original version. It could be maybe once we see our own version, it might be possible to add a nice gradation at the top or something to add an extra bit of tone to it. See, there's gas or electrical, they're hauling open the sidewalk has sort of metal covers in various places. They're holding open those covers to look down at the interior inside. It could be gas pipes or electricity, I don't know. The color blocks in the print parties, remember that first print party that somebody done, it's designed specifically with 3 blocks that overlap in every possible combination. That's not the way that most of our prints are made, of course. Color blocks are designed to make a specific result in a finished print. And it's very, very, very rare. Well, it never happens naturally that 3 color blocks will cover up each other in 7 ways, like we do for the print party. It's a demonstration, though. So yeah, 8 factorial plus 1 or minus 1, whatever it is, the theoretical possible combination. That's not how the print works in practice, of course. Oh, is it that time already? Look at this. The man surprised me. 8:45, camera's here. Wasn't ready for that. I thought it was an earthquake. Somebody's doing construction work out there or something. Gas or something next door? Did you see it?
I didn't see gas. I saw quite a few big trucks though. I'm not sure what
they're up to. Pulling away. They've been there for a couple of hours, moving some metal plates on the sidewalk or something. I don't know. Gas company or electric company or something.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything right now, so I guess they've already wrapped up.
Oh, people can see you actually walk in from the street. Soka. What you should do is, over across the street, there's that little grating that says "Don't pee here." You should go and stand there for a moment first. No, not do anything. I mean, just go and stand.
Get them really suspicious.
How are you doing this morning, sir?
Good.
It's still kind of hot out there, is it?
It's gonna be a hot one.
Yeah. They're talking about it here as though it's a surprise. Is there a heat wave in Tokyo? And yeah.
It's been hot. Good morning.
My mother is she's watching but can't type. And I spent about more than half an hour with her on Skype trying to get it to happen.
And it's still not cooperating.
She's on Safari, and I think Twitch has upgraded some JavaScript. You know, I can't run Twitch on Safari on this machine.
Right.
And I think she's reached the same limit. But to try and get her to install Google Chrome, that's over a Skype.
A few more steps. Yeah. So it's 86 degrees there right now? Yeah, Celsius. No. Just kidding. What is it in Celsius? I don't even know right now.
It's 30 something, right?
Yeah.
We'll probably peak at 34 today or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got the town heat effect, the concrete
Yep.
streets magnify everything, of course.
Yeah.
And we're hurting. I've got the air conditioner on now. We're just pumping heat out into the street, of course.
Yeah.
I'm now part of the problem, not the solution.
Yeah. So right now it's about 30 Celsius. But yeah, it's
I worked on some of that reprogramming we were talking about this morning. I had some time. What a joke, whatever.
what a joke.
So,
PHP
labels,
was it?
Yeah, both.
Oh.
The max of the preference file is now ready for that label
okay.
printer, so Ishigami-san can run their own copy with their own printer with their own preferences. It's waiting for you to send it over there.
Okay.
And two things will have to go: the updated program and then the new preferences file.
Okay.
I forget what I called it. You'll see it's obvious. It's printer settings.txt or something.
Okay.
So she will need that text file in place before she runs the new version of the software.
Great.
And then I made changes to the printing job, the print job software. At the moment, after a print job is set up or amended or adjusted, it sends me one of those emails. Somebody has updated the print job or whatever, just mostly a testing email. But now it's a bit of a different thing. Once a print job is completed, and Yasui-san is punched it into the system, it now sends Hilker at mokohankon.jp an email saying, hey, there's something else in the catalog, time to get over on Facebook.
Okay, cool. That's
so
great.
This automatically, it's a social media reminder for you every single time
That they open a new
No,
print?
that a new print is ready, that it's done,
yeah.
that it's now ready to be sold, it's being packaged.
Excellent.
So.
That'll be a big help.
Yeah, I think so. And not just new jobs, old jobs. Like that one that we just finished.
Yeah, like that one.
So even if I haven't specifically talked to you about it or told you about it, even if you weren't in the loop, you will now get a message that says...
So I'll be in the loop.
You're
I'll
in
know,
the loop on this
yes,
stuff.
we've got this one available.
Yeah, so it's... I mean, I didn't set it to automatically post to Facebook.
No, no, but
we
that's great.
could do that, but I don't think we need to go that far.
No, that'll be great.
So that's done from this morning. That now happens. Unless I borked it, which is quite possible. You'll see how it works on the next print job.
Cool. Thanks.
Cameron San has a built-in programmer. All he has to do is think of a new idea, something that the system needs, and not always the next morning it shows up, but
eventually.
It is cool having that functionality and flexibility. Running our own system, total customized system. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, that's nice. Everyone's quiet today. Since I showed that.
Just because I was talking, I learned that when I blab, people keep quiet. But if I keep quiet, they'll start communicating. So.
Got it.
Also, last night, and I was chatting with the people here in the stream about it already, but the experience last night matched every single day this last week. I've kept open until about 10. It's not exactly 10. Well, it's not a big deal. I've been working. I've just been
you're just doing other things.
So this is not a struggle or a great sacrifice.
Yeah.
For a test this last week, I've kept open until about 10 every night, all the way through. And so we've had sales. Our peak sales is 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning. We know that. The next peak is 2:33, whatever in the afternoon. And what's happened is we normally close at 5:36. And over this past week, between 6 and 7, how much have we sold? 0.
Yeah.
0. Between 7 and 8, how much have we sold? 0. Between 8 and 9, how much? 0. Every single transaction this week has been in the time spot between 9 and 10, with no exceptions.
People after dinner out for a stroll now that things are cooling down?
This is it. But, that would sound like it. If I said the number of people in the shop, 6 to 7, 0, 7 to 8, 0, 8 to 9, 0. But it hasn't. There's been people here all the way through with no difference. It's been crowded sometimes. A bunch of people come in, look around, and leave.
Yeah.
So it's
people
been
buying
busy.
stuff.
All 4 of those 1 hour time slots has been busy, but actual transactions, 0, 0, 0. All of them in that one time slot. And I don't know, I'm sitting here, wait a minute, what? Did we close at 5:30 and open again at 9 o'clock? Is that what we need to do? Or is this week, it's a hot, humid, it's a test week, so we don't know. The data is not enough data yet.
Yeah.
But no exceptions, every single one.
Can heat adversely affect prints? I know you have the AC on, but does it have
damp,
anything?
Damp makes mold, of course. The best, other than the museum nitrogen type environment, the best normal environment for these wood block prints is a relatively low humidity, good access to airflow. So if they're too damp and if there's not enough movement of air, that's prime territory for growing mold and things like that. So just simply a normal environment. There's some fluctuation in humidity. Normal environment, good for human beings, is okay, good for the prints.
Okay.
Too much humidity and not enough air movement is dangerous for them. And that's been the problem here in Japan, because when people bought those print sets, in the 1960s and 70s and 80s, it's a tightly packaged print set. Every print wrapped up in a folder.
Yeah.
And then they sit on a bookshelf.
おはようございます。
いつも押しちゃうの。いつも。
This door?
いつも間違えて、先に押し
She always tries to push the store open. It's a pull door, not a push door.
いつも間違えちゃう。
Do we need?
Ah, ピルって、プル。
Do we need that? Our customers doing the same thing?
I haven't noticed it.
どうしても間違えちゃ
Okay, well check this.
菊の看板つければいいんですか？
そう。まあ、看板の
そうです
印。
いや
ラベル。そっか。
う。間違えちゃったまた。
今朝、最初は何をし
今日
ますか？
霧吹きやります。大丈夫ですよ、デビューさん。大丈夫。出してなくて平気。今日は何も。
Panic.
今一瞬焦ったから。
I failed today. I didn't pull it out.
大丈夫です。OK です。今日は大丈夫です。
そっか。
今日霧吹きやります。
レイちゃんは
あ、レイちゃん来るよ。
来るよ。
あ、じゃあ出しときますか？大丈夫。
I failed actually. I was running a bit late today. 6時起きて、問題は2階のプリンパーティーの部屋にコーヒー作ることがないですね。僕ちょっとシャワー浴びる前にコーヒー飲みたい。だから外出ないショーツだからちょっとジーンズだけで、先に今日の
スケジュール
ちょっと慣れたことじゃないです。その後上に浴びたんです。Quick, oh, it's late, I got no time,シャワーに入って。Sorry.
大丈夫、よかったです。
じゃあレイちゃんのもの。
じゃあレイちゃんの出してきますね。
それからone thing about レイちゃん、her future job, she's nearly finished another job right now.
Right.
I want to talk to you this morning. She came to me last night, and she and I discussed what possible jobs she should do over the next few days. And a bunch of the potential jobs coming up for her involve blocks that are in Ome.
Oh, okay.
And they involve paper. And I just couldn't grab it all this morning. So sometime, you and she and I, please let's sit down together. Okay. I'll put you in the loop on those list of jobs that she will be doing over the next few weeks.
We'll get some jobs lined up.
And then two things. You take care of the blocks from Ome, and she takes care of the schedule, puts it on the DOSA calendar. And if you two guys can do that, I can be out of the loop and I can just do my job.
Right.
But at the moment, I'm trying to balance in my head. She'll need this by Thursday. She needs that by Tuesday. And I can't keep it up. So I gave her the list of possible print jobs that would be suitable for her. But I have no idea where the blocks are. I've got no idea what her schedule when she needs the paper. So I'd like you to jump into that loop this morning with her, please. She's working so quickly, and she's juggling two jobs at the same time.
Wow.
Because she was doing that one that needed kimpaku, gold leaf, and I forgot to arrange to have it brought from Ome. So when she's here, let's just the three of us talk for a few minutes, and then I'll get out of the way, and the two of you can sort the rest of it out.
Okay. And then I know Suga-san is going to be doing a couple of things that I need pictures and videos of.
Yes, absolutely.
With the spray and the new print, right?
The new print. Yeah, there's
new
two
hero.
Projects going on.
Yeah.
So she's still doing the first proofing on the Times Burn Bright. So there's no video for that one. She's still struggling with the basic blocks.
Okay.
So your first job with her is I need a photo set of the snow spray.
Yeah.
There, for the encyclopedia page.
Okay.
And then after she's finished that, and she's finished the rough proof of Times Burn Bright, let's talk together, because if the second proof looks like it might be a good one, then we need video for it, for a YouTube video.
Great. And as we do that, I'd like to know what specific things you want recorded.
The best thing to do is go back and look at some of the earlier videos, because the earliest YouTube videos are that kind of stuff, Dave videoing, printing out.
Rewatch some of those. It's been a while. Ken Hout says, it sounds like you may have a Norman door. Norman doors are an architectural term for those doors that people often try to open the wrong way. There's a term for it.
Norman, as in Norman invasion of Britain, going back that far? Because this door is correct. This door opens outwards. It's a shop door, which by safety codes, any sensible safety code standards, opens outward.
Yeah.
So when there's a fire and it's dark and it's a panic, you run towards the door, bing, it opens outwards.
Yeah.
And in Japan, that's not always the case, because they're a bit substandard. So this door is totally normal. It shouldn't be confusing anybody. But I'm not sure about the terminology. I've never heard this Norman door. What, is there a bit more derivation he's going to tell us about? Or?
Not sure. Doesn't say.
Norman, not really normal. I'm not sure what you mean.
There's a Gary Larson drawing. It's a Far Side. It's a kid pushing at the on the open or on the pole door at the Madvale School for the Gifted. Like, I remember that one.
It strikes a bit close to home there, but whatever.
Norman is the design guy who described the phenomenon.
Okay, so it's not the Norman period, no.
No, it must be just Suga-san. Oh, I missed it, but they were asking, how is she so lively so early in the morning?
She's a good kid, she's a happy kid, and she has found her place in the world, and she's
Cheerful.
what's happened over the past few years is she was not the most confident printer in the world because her previous experience at printing was a bit difficult. She was surrounded by some good people, Kubota-san, but she herself was, didn't get a chance to really get good at it.
Yeah.
She quit, went away, felt it wasn't her thing. And when she tried to come back at it, what was it, 2 years ago now, it really didn't go well at first. And she nearly quit, and I nearly asked her to, look, Suga-san, it's not working out, this is not going to be your job. We were that close. Then, I forget exactly how it worked, we had a chat with Kubota-san, who had been her mentor before. I gave her a couple of jobs that turned out just right for her to develop some confidence, and now she's flowered.
Yeah.
She's really flowered. She's a very competent printer. She's not the most experienced printer in town yet. That's fine. She's still young, and we're giving her jobs one by one that will build her experience.
They keep getting harder and harder.
Well, not to do it harder and harder, just simply different things that you've never done before. So it's not hard for the sake of being hard, just simply more experienced jobs. And she has flowered. And she's happy here, and she just comes to work every day. That she's just so happy to be alive and to be doing good jobs. What really pushes her buttons. I know one of the people who bought one of the Heroes prints that she had printed, out of no reason at all, sent me a photograph of his living room wall with the print on the wall.
Yeah.
And I showed that to her, and she freakingly almost starts crying. A print that she made in that batch that she'd struggled with. Remember, she's giving the prints to me saying, "Oh, these are no good, neither are no good. I've only got one that's okay," and we're trying to cheer her up and all that stuff. And there's the print, and the guy's taking the trouble to send us the photograph on the wall. She realizes that what she's doing,
It's pretty good.
It's out there, and people are respecting it and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then that museum in Germany that buys them, and so she's started to come around. She will never admit it, but she's starting to come around to the feeling of being proud in her work.
Yeah.
And it has some meaning.
Yeah. She's still always saying, "Oh, this whole batch is ruined. Everything's terrible."
Yeah, but it's not as obnoxious as it was before. She really was. No, whatever. It can get a bit too much sometimes. That stuff. It's all being self-deprecation is okay as long as there's an element of we both know that this is self-deprecation.
Yeah.
But when one side doesn't admit to that,
Yeah.
it gets to be a bit difficult.
Yeah.
She's coming around now. I have a huge respect for her, and we've provided the environment, perfect environment for her to grow as a human being and to just enjoy life.
Yeah.
She's the second one that has changed her is Kawai-san. You didn't know him before, but my God, he's become a normal human being. I mean, it sounds like a bit of a sarcastic thing to say. He was having trouble before.
Really?
He was having trouble just functioning in society to the point where, just isolating himself, and I don't want to see people, I don't want to talk to people, I don't know who I am, and I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
And under a blacker mood, it could have gone real tragic.
Yeah.
But he's come around, and he's just having so much fun.
Yeah. He's a happy guy.
Agent. I know the
Upstairs
Hong Kong
agent.
It's pretty much almost the same pattern as Suga-san. She's so self-deprecating, and it's no good. It's no good because her training has been that the woman, and she's female, and not allowed to stand up and whatever.
Yeah.
And she's in a place now where she's being encouraged to succeed and praised when it's success, and very lightly helped along when it doesn't work. She too, and she's died and gone to heaven, and getting paid for this stuff,
Yeah. Do push and pull sound similar in Japanese? They're still on the doors. Pull is hiku, and push is osu, so no, they don't sound anything alike. But
well, yes and no. I mean, they're an opposing pair of verbs. What's this word for that, right? An opposite, not opposites. I forget the word for it. But, there's no confusion among a normal Japanese environment.
Right.
The kanji are different.
Yeah. So, I think they were saying that if they put push and pull on the doors in English, it might still confuse any of the Japanese people because they both start the same with P and U. But no, I don't think that would be an issue.
I don't know. Those two words are understood. Pushu, puru. I think most people, in the base boru sense, understand those two words. I believe.
Yeah. Thanks, Kantar.
The Kantar robot has spoken again.
Yep.
With the kanji.
With the kanji.
Right.
And pronunciation and translation.
No mistakes this time?
Have there been mistakes before? I
Yesterday,
thought robots didn't make mistakes.
Oh, yesterday that robot made a big mistake. He tried to use the verb sumu, as in live.
Oh, yes, with the wrong kanji.
He got the wrong one.
Yeah.
I kind of kept quiet about it. I should keep quiet now.
Well, he admitted it later. He said, "Oh, I typed the wrong one." Sometimes
Robots don't type the wrong ones. I mean, I'm a bit suspicious here about this. Like I've never got the wrong kanji for anything in my life.
Me too. Never made a typo.
Never, never happened. So. God, I've made some clangers. The worst, most embarrassing one I've made, and I left the woman who I made it to. I left her stunned. So she was so stunned by my mistake that she didn't know how to respond.
Oh no!
It was a woman who had. I'm making the hyakunishu. I don't know if it's a story I can explain in words. I think so. Have you ever received handwritten letters from people?
Maybe, I've seen them, yeah.
Whatever, it doesn't happen so much, but people
Not
would
very
write a
famous.
letter in Japanese.
Yeah.
And you would write a letter, and do you know what? You'd get a letter that says blah, 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 blah. And at the very end it says kashiko.
Okay.
You've seen this.
Kashiko.
Kashiko. I don't even know enough about this to be able to explain this story very well, but in English letters, there's the content and there's the, salutation, the content and the club, like sincerely yours, blah, 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 this kind of stuff. So sincerely yours is not part of the content of the letter.
Right.
It's not salutation because that comes at the front.
Right.
There's a
some other aisatsu.
it's a sort of, whatever. It's a standard phrase that goes in. And then maybe the word, sincerely yours, Dave or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, there's a three-letter phrase, kashiko, and I still don't actually know what it means. It was explained to me at the time, but I've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
It comes at the end of when somebody has written a letter to you and sort of saying, here, going to start.
More stuff.
So, I get this letter from somebody who was associated with my Hyakunishu project, and I meet her at the exhibition shortly, whatever.
Yeah.
And I had it in my mind that was her signature at the end.
That was her name.
So when she came in, and I addressed her as Kashiko-san.
Oh no.
And her face was, it's like as though you just punched her. Her face was so stunned. How did she respond to this? Like, how could anybody be that dumb? And this guy, who's supposedly an intelligent man, he's doing all this thing with the poetry. She's been looking up at me, respecting me, and you put your foot that deeply in your.
Here it is, yeah. Context says, Kashiko, yours sincerely, but no info on the meaning.
And I called her Kashiko-san.
Oh,
whatever,
Yeah.
The Japanese could never make such a mistake, because this is why the Japanese kids don't speak up in English class, because they don't want to make these kind of mistakes.
Right.
And people like me, whatever, we just blunder ahead through this, knowing there's going to be mistakes, and knowing that whatever, that's the price of progress.
Yeah.
But to them, it's just inconceivable that anybody's mouth would open and make such a thing. If you're that dumb, if you don't know that much, then you just shut up in class, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the cultural thing.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'd never forget. It was though I just punched her in the face. It was just for the shock of just whatever.
Oh, that is so funny.
I was so proud because I remembered her name.
Yeah.
It just reinforces those people. Oh my God, these foreigners are such freaking barbarians. It just reinforces their idea that we don't get it. That we're uncultured.
Yep. See, people are asking about this, and I noticed it too. it's not an LED that we're using, but
it's-
something's
it is-
causing
it
a
is-
flicker.
It's that one right there.
Ah.
It's getting old or something, or it's got the wrong frequency, or I've got
Yeah.
two of them, that one and that one. What I changed 2 days ago is I put that one over there to try and point down here.
Okay.
So we've either got 2 LED. In fact, we do. We have 2 LEDs now.
And they're
which are
not
on different.
in sync?
They're not in sync. They're on different circuits from the breaker board.
Got it.
But we can test this. Let's try taking that one. So let's take let's take that one out. I can't see from where I am. We're
It's
still in
still
it?
flickering,
so
yeah.
Let's put that one back. Take this one out.
That's better. It's still very mild, but
But is there a flicker still
No,
or
it
not?
looks like it's sorted itself out. For a moment,
But,
I
no,
saw
but the problem is I
lingering.
can't put that incandescent back on because that's on the same circuit.
Oh no.
Because they're plugged in the same place. Anyway, it's there. It's either that
Okay.
light itself or it's the phase difference between that and the
Huh.
incandescent light.
Okay.
The incandescent's on 60 cycles, right? So it's actually flickering, but you and I can't see it. That
Right.
flickers at 60 cycles.
Yeah.
Let's try this. If I block the incandescent, but
Gone.
leave the LED,
Flicker's
it's gone. Okay, now if I block the LED, but leave the incandescent.
That looks like it's sorted itself out
So
too.
it's the phase difference between the LED up there and the incandescent.
Sorry guys. Like fixed back, gone back.
Whatever. There's a rule of nature. There is always a technical hitch with this stream every day that it happens. Either a major technical switch, and even when we fix them up, we fix the mic, we fix this. The gods up there says, okay, here's another one for you boys.
Yeah.
Hosno-san, good morning. Did I say when you came in?
Yeah.
You're
How are
early
you?
today, are you?
Fine.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
9
no, is there a party at 10?
Yes.
Okay, maybe check the brushes and stuff. I haven't had a look at them. And who was last night? She was left early last night, so she normally checks that stuff. So she probably didn't. So have a quick look, see if the brushes are moistened. And please let bags upstairs now. We're keeping our bags upstairs.
Welcome to the Mokuhankan Science Channel. It's going. Just a second.
Mokankan tech support. You should have heard me on Skype this morning with my mom.
Oh no.
I guess she hasn't showed up again. You know. Yeah. She's watching. I spoke to her this morning. She's watching, but can't find the job. No, she put the wrong. She hit both of those switches. Hear the noise in the background? That's that other ceiling fan that we don't use.
Okay.
So show her what it is so she doesn't get it again.
I'll have to experiment with which one.
It's the left one. It's the switch to the left of the print party room.
Okay.
Turn it off. You'll see what happens. It's that ceiling fan that he used. He had a acetylene torch and stuff. He needed it. Not only is it noisy, it takes all the cold air from the cooler and sends it outside.
Which is not where we want. Wait, that's what we should do to combat global warming. Just put all the air conditioners outside. Just kidding, I know that doesn't work.
This whole stream has been watching me carve zigzag patterns.
Yeah.
Seaweed, oxide erotic seaweed. What did you do in the war, Daddy?
Zigzags.
Also, we could push the shutter up, man. We could open that too. We're here, so we might as well open her up. So.
Jaller235, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but said, I never realized Dave's mom was actually Dave's mom. I assumed it was a joke account. Nope, it's really her. She comes in and watches and joins the chat.
Sure, that's my mother.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm 66, so you can do some math. Yeah, figure it out. We're the same. I'm a rabbit. I was born in a rabbit year, and so was she. My parents and I all share the same zodiac sign. Rabbits.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Which comes around every 12 years. And
Yeah.
I was not born when they were 12 years old.
I hope not.
We do have a special family, but we're not that special.
Wait. Did I hear Dave's mom is on Safari? The web browser. She's not on a Safari. in Africa or something.
No, she's using Safari, which
Yeah.
is becoming a problem.
Yeah.
You and me, right? We're having tons of trouble with that. Endless websites, my bank, Twitch, all kinds of Facebook.
Yeah.
I can no longer use Facebook on Safari because so
Yeah.
much of the JavaScript borks it.
I wonder why Safari.
It's not. Safari is normal. It's the developers, all these kids developing in these companies, they get a new computer every few months. They've got the latest browser, the latest computer, the latest everything, and that's the only environment they develop on. And they ignore everybody who's got a browser that isn't the latest, the last 15 minutes browser.
Yeah.
They write their new JavaScript, test it. Oh, it looks good. Out it goes.
Yeah.
And they ignore the fact that it doesn't work on a browser that might be 6 months old, even though it's quote unquote to web standards.
Yeah.
They pile on so much JavaScript that it just doesn't work. And if I were a part of the IT department at someone like Facebook or whatever, I would not allow any of the programs to have a computer newer than 3 years old.
Huh. Yeah.
Then they would have to write in that environment.
Yeah.
So the stuff they wrote would work for all across the web, all across people. The other thing they don't get is these young kids are hip and they know how it works. Things like this disclosure triangle. Sure, whatever. Hide it behind a disclosure triangle.
Yeah.
They don't get how many people don't understand those things.
Yeah.
Skype, I'm so pissed off about this that I'm going to get steamed about this. The people running Skype, the development,
Yeah.
they'll do the version, change this. They'll dramatically change the user interface now from version to version. Force the upgrades.
Yeah.
They don't understand a 92-year-old lady is using that. That's her lifeline to the freaking world.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Skype forces the upgrade. She doesn't know how to get me. She
Yeah.
can't click me to talk to her about how to make it work. They've isolated a 92-year-old lady just by forcing an upgrade, which changes the user interface.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They don't even understand.
Yeah.
They should be forced to test these things in old folks' homes and in mental institutions and whatever, and in, whatever, anywhere.
Yeah.
Their standard is top intelligent young people who are hip. That's their testing base.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
They're not the only people using it.
No. And they may say, too bad, if you can't figure it out, you shouldn't be using it. They've created products that, by their own advertisement, the Skype advertisement is full of happy grandmas chatting with
with
their
kids
grandchildren.
and grandkids. Yeah.
That's their advertising.
Yeah.
Then test it with grandmas and little kids and just see what happens when they force that upgrade. And grandma says, "Now what's this? Where did my
Everything's
Skype go?"
changed. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. Let's get upset.
Yeah. Preach, Dave. I think she just did the same thing Suga-san did with that door. Pushed and then pulled.
Really? Do we have a problem?
Maybe
Should
we
we go to
do.
labeling? Okay. It's easy to put labels on. It's no
Yeah.
problem. I'm not a Steve Jobs person. There will be no labels on my door.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. Was there one on there before that we took off? We repainted. We stripped the door and repainted stuff.
So, I don't know. I don't remember.
No, he had a little irashaimasen, and then on the inside he had matane,
Oh, huh.
which I don't really think I want, but which is why I took them off and threw them away.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll watch. During today, I'll try and think about it and watch.
Yeah.
To me, that vertical bar says pull. It doesn't say push.
Right. But it's also on the inside, which is weird.
Yeah. But then on the inside, you've got that heavy frame around it. I mean,
So you can see that.
nobody would pull on the inside, sure. Anyway, okay, we'll watch. We'll watch. I have no dog in this fight. If it looks awkward, we'll try and change it.
Yeah. They'll just say, get rid of the door. No.
Well, we'll do in the spring. There'll be a window, April, May, and then in October, November. There'll be this window between the two seasons, the difficult seasons, where we'll be able to open, and we will do so.
Let a breeze run
But
through
at the
the shop.
moment, it's impossible.
Yeah.
There are shops all over town that are running 10 air conditioners in a row at the front edge of the shop with open doors. Matsumoto Kiyoshi runs that. I will not ever countenance such behavior. The Donkey store, have you seen that? It's wide open at the front. There's a ring of air conditioners, and they've got those sprays that are trying to spray mist down. It doesn't go far enough down.
No.
It just blows into the wind.
Yep. It's just a waste.
Yeah, total, absolute waste. So I could never. If I were, king, that would be illegal. What running air conditioners at the front of the shop
with all the doors and windows open. Yeah.
Sorry.
Makes no sense.
I've been grumpy today, have I? Complaining about stuff? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. The Skype conversation with my mother was difficult, a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
That might
Because they've rearranged everything.
No, there's frustration with trying to get my mother to how to handle, copy paste her, without wanting to make her look like a fool, whatever. Some of it's very difficult. We got to the point where we had 2 browser windows open. But my mother quite can't understand. She says, I've got a Twitch window, but I can't find. So she's got a Twitch window and a Safari window. She sees them as 2 different objects, and they're both 2 Safari windows. So we were trying to copy and paste the Twitch URL from the Twitch window into the new window, and then put the word chat on the end of it so that it would open chat in a separate window.
Yeah.
And getting
It was difficult.
the concepts. So we got part of the Twitch in a Safari window open on the left-hand side of the screen. We managed to find the address bar. We clicked into it, it became blue. We managed to press Command and C, so we got the URL into the system and a copy.
Yeah.
And we finally navigated across to the other empty window, clicked into the browser URL.
Yeah.
And my mother's hearing is not so great, and she did again Command C instead of Command V.
Oh, no.
And if we had to go back and try and pick up Command C again, and C and V sound similar.
Yeah, when garbled through the internet and sent across the world.
And hard hearing. So it gets kind of, you just at that point you put your head in your hands. I'm not trying to make her look like a fraud. So my mother is doing very, very well with this, and I'm really proud that she can do this. There's no other people taking part in Twitch chats, And at the moment we have a temporary barrier that we will somehow surmount.
Yeah.
It's the same problems. Things that to you and me are just natural and don't think about. To my mother, sometimes they're a bit difficult to understand. I'm sorry, she'll get upset if I say things too much. It's okay. She's doing very, very well with this. And what I should maybe do is try and get through to her ISP and have her put onto a static IP address. She's on a dynamic IP, and her router keeps giving her a new address, so I can't easily get a system to go inside her computer and look at it from this end.
Got it.
Because we never know what the address is. If she gets a static IP, we can set something up. Well, we can just go into her computer from here. And, sounds like somebody's in the kitchen down there.
Yeah.
Big party room. Cutlery, knives and forks.
Yeah. What's for lunch? Or breakfast, I guess.
What's your plan today, sir? What's on your desk most of today?
Great waves.
Ah, of course, that's right.
Lots of those. And all the pictures and maybe starting things
pictures,
with Suga-san.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. As far as Great Waves goes, I know I didn't, even though last night was pretty quiet, I didn't get through checking them all. There's lots of chili bark to remove. So it's a priority for me today. I will get them out to Ome. Well, no, today's Friday. So
Thursday.
today's Thursday, okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody in Ome tomorrow? Would they be shipping waves tomorrow? What's-
No, I told people it'll probably be early next week
All right,
because I
okay.
wasn't sure
Okay.
how.
All right, so I can spend today and tomorrow carefully getting them, getting them
Yeah,
picked up,
no-
getting the
No
bark
super
out of
rush.
them.
Everyone's expecting
Okay. Good.
a little bit.
And does Ome know that we're here with these? Do they have stamps ready and packaging and
Yeah,
stuff
they're
like that?
getting
Right,
everything
okay.
all
All right.
set up.
The printing on this batch, it looks really nice. Yamamoto-san did a really, really, really nice job. The paper quality is not so bad, but there is a lot of them, well, over half of them that have to go in there and do surgery, pull out bark and stuff. So
Yeah. Is that stream material or?
no, we did
Is
it
this
once,
best?
but it's nothing.
Okay.
You know.
Not the most visually interesting task. And I see you have got the microscope back up. and
Right,
running.
because that's good. That's for that job. So I started yesterday. And I need that microscope for picking up the surgery.
Oh, yeah.
On those blocks. So I wanted to avoid having it sitting, hanging around here, but I needed it for that job. So. Aoyama-san and I have worked out a storage system. So once that's done, it'll go under here.
Oh, nice.
It'll sit in the bottom here. This is a seat that actually
Yeah.
flaps up. So
Cool. Yaredovicha. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it says everything is stream material. Everything. Not always the most visually interesting for stream, but lots of things are. You're always doing something different. Carving, dosa paper.
well, it's a cycle that goes round and round. I'll be doing dosa again. There's three printers, Rei-chan, Ishikawa-san, and Kanai-san. They both put in dosa requests, all three of them.
Yeah.
So there will be more sizing streams coming up soon.
More and more. But I know you prefer to have them all batched together like
Yeah,
that
so
instead of
and they've been
one day
so-
this person's,
so-
one day this
It's
person.
come up because Ishikawa-san, she gave me hers 2 weeks in advance.
Nice.
Kanai-san gave hers like 15 days. So,
wow.
so they're doing, it was worth that conversation,
Okay.
even though it did cause problems at the time.
Yeah.
It was worth having that conversation.
Great.
And the one now who's not in on that is Rei-chan because she doesn't know what jobs are coming up.
Right. Ohio gozaimasu.
Teiko-san, hello. Whoa, Summer Teiko-san. Did you see that?
Yeah. Hat and sunglasses.
And she pulled the door.
And she pulled the
So-
door. Yeah. Did you push or pull?
I first.
Oh, okay, you did? Alright, maybe I saw it wrong. Because Suga-san said, every day I push and then pull. She forgets. Is it
Maybe it's better to
put hiku,
so.
pull? Okay. Oh, Heritage Printmaker says, Cameron, I came back from a business trip and came home to a very special Mokuhan-kan package. So, you know what you sent? I believe it was paper.
Oh, yeah. That's for the golf course print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll need feedback on that. Once they start printing, I'll need feedback on the sizing and stuff. We sized it just as though we were going to use it here for a regular print, for like a Shinhanga print with a reasonable amount of 3 or 4 layers going on top of each other.
Yeah.
It'll need to be moistened just normally, not specifically heavily moistened, just normally moistened. I think there are a couple of sheets in there that are a little crinkled or creased, so they can use those as test sheets first.
Okay.
I sort of forgot about that. I was wondering why there was no. And there's no invoice or anything. I haven't worked that out. So
Okay.
it has to be. I've
Arranged
forgotten
that.
about that, but it would. Anyway, at the moment, just let me get started.
Do you know which paper size you used?
I don't remember off the head. I wrote it down. It's all documented, but
Okay.
as I sit here right now, I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the size and the dimensions was the normal Nishikiban paper, the one
Okay.
that we cut in half to make the great wave.
Yeah.
and he gave me the dimensions he needed, so I sized it at a larger dimension, and then the piece of shipping, I chopped it down to their print size plus
Yeah. Print size Nobi, kind of.
whatever. So rather than trying to send a large flat package.
Right. Yeah.
So we should have no problem at all. Okay, cool.
Nishikiban size paper.
I don't remember the numbers. It's upstairs, or it's in here somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's not something we can do all the time. It's not an open deal. We can't. We just don't have enough.
Right. Welcome. He says, I'm scared to death to defile it, but I'm going to use it this weekend.
It's paper, whatever. I know. Of course, test some first. Don't try any edition using it all for the.
Sorry, they said we bumped the mic, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever, test. Koizumi-san, today we've got 3 staff members here on low parties. Yes. And we also have some construction work to do. Okay. So, you and me are going to get dirty. Well, not dirty, but whatever. Yeah, so Janai, dirty Janai, I told you as a construction job. Don't worry. I was exaggerating. What I meant was, for you, no parties today. We have work to do. We must be kind of getting there, are we, Cameron-san? Time-wise, right? With all these people around now, we must be running out of time.
It's 9:32.
What?
They were not taking bets, but they're saying, when do you think Dave's going to guess?
Whatever, the 3 staff members here. I mean, if that isn't an alarm clock, what's an alarm clock? I was just daydreaming for a minute there. I was thinking, I've been too grumpy this morning. I was just trying to, Dave, switch off your grumpy mood and have a normal day, So, so I'm sorry, I was just sitting in my own world there for a minute or so. Okay. Taking bets.
So do you think it'll be exactly 9:30 or plus or minus 5 minutes? But plus 2 minutes 40 seconds. I think it's pretty good.
Is that my life then? The internet is watching Dave down to every second of his day, trying to decide if he's going to be so predictable. Whatever.
You just have a good internal clock.
You can see why don't the 3 people have come and knocked on the door? That's not an internal clock. That's external experiences. True. Anyway, you can see what we're doing here. Today, there's 1 batch of seaweed left here. It's been kind of slow. It might be finished tomorrow. It might take 2 days. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just see how it goes. Depending on much chat. So today is Thursday. So tomorrow we'll be back here, same time, same station, probably continuing this work. It could be interrupted by a sizing stream. I don't know yet how that's going to play out. But over the next 3 days, there will be a sizing stream upstairs, which means moving the camera gear now.
Yeah.
All the way up to level 3.
Up to down to.
I'm getting good now. Not the 3rd floor, it's now level 3, level 1. I'm getting trained well at this to take care of our European
confusion
crew. So that's that. Not sure what else to add. I'll be back here, same time, same station. We're enjoying our experience in the new shop.
Yeah.
Still exploring, still seeing how it's going to work out.
Sounds great. We will see you all next time.
Yep. Thanks, Cameron-san. Thanks for helping.
Thank you.
Off. Yep.
Okay.